Hey everyone, it's your boy Kingsley3121 back with another video. We've covered a lot on the Fusion page, from motion graphics, simple animation, and even some complex compositions. But today we are switching things up and diving into the Fairlight page because let's face it, great visuals need great audios to match. So let's jump in and explore how to boost our sound quality using some key tools in the Fairlight page. Now we are on the computer, but before we dive in, I should mention that I've made videos with all kinds of sound quality, some with poor audio. How I got to this point, basically the left side is some with decent audio. So now we are in our DaVinci Resolve, and of course, some with high quality sound. As you can see here, I do have a simple clip. I'm going to use one of my intros to make this demonstration. Okay, so here we have one of my intros. So let's jump into the Fairlight page. This is where we are going to work. All right, so usually we just go to the Fusion page, okay, like I've mentioned before, but today we are working on the Fairlight page, and I'm not an expert on the Fairlight page, okay? I'm just showing you what I do to improve my video quality, okay? So let's dive into the Fairlight page. All right, so here we have a stereo sound, meaning the left and the right. But usually I work with mono anyways, but it doesn't matter in this case. So let me also make some cuts here and here just to demonstrate what I'm trying to do here. The first thing I do is to select my recording audios. So usually you could have more tracks. You could have one for sound effects, one for your recording audio, and one for whatever you try to do, maybe music. And you could easily create a new track by right-clicking over here and add track, okay? You could add a mono or stereo, okay? Or any kind, okay? 3.0, 4.0. All right, so the first thing I do is to right click, and I usually normalize my audio level. Mine is 9.7. Maybe I should increase that because some people usually say that my audios are kind of low. You could increase that if you wish. And I usually select independent, okay? So that way each cut is working independently. All right, so that's what I usually do. So now I could just hit normalize, boom. So what that does in theory is going to increase the places where the voice was low, is going to increase it, and the places where the voices were too high is going to decrease it. All right, so that's what that does. So that is actually a very good tool. That's the first thing that I do, so that helps. But it's not perfect, of course. So you have to go and check some of the places to make sure that you didn't screw up whatever you're trying to do. Especially places like this, for example, this clip right here. Let me select this. As you can see, I didn't say much here, okay? I decreased this to 0, all the way to 0. You know why I decreased it? Because, let me play this. You're gonna hear the sound, okay? And when you are watching a video, you don't wanna hear that sound, okay? So usually when I'm cutting it, I know that's gonna happen. So I usually do that as I'm cutting. I just go to that place and I reduce it to absolute 0. But if you are making a video and reduce that sound to 0, anybody listening carefully is going to notice that the sound just went all the way mute, because usually sounds don't go all the way mute. Okay, so that's what I do. I decrease that to 0. Maybe I might put a music in there or put a sound effect, whatever. Okay, so that's the first thing that I do. Normalize your audio level. Okay, so the second thing that I do is I add noise reduction. Go to effects over here, click effects, noise reduction, track it to where you have your recording voice, okay? I just use auto speech mode and it does a very good job anyways, so there's no need to use manual. But manual could be better because you're doing it manually and you're telling the computer what to remove. Or you could watch a tutorial on how to use manual if you wish, but I do use auto speech mode. All right, so that's the second thing that I do to make my sound a little better. Let's head to the next thing that I do. We are going to use the EQ, go to the mixer, head to the EQ. So the L1 is the first track. Okay, as you can see here is L1. So this is the name here. So you go to EQ, and when any effects you add, you're gonna see them here. Look at the noise reduction. Okay. By the way, you have a lot more stuff you could do here to fix your sound. You could like reverb, pitch, phase matter, and the studio width. You know, a bunch of stuff you could do. All right, but we're not gonna get into those. Those are, you know, when you want to add extra stuff. All right. So what I do, I use noise reduction in all my recordings. Okay. Those are for maybe some kind of special effects if you will need to. Actually, I have a preset. When you tweak these over here and you found a specific tweak that works best for your mic, you might want to save it because you don't want to keep doing that every time that you're recording. Okay. So I actually have a specific tweak that I save for this. Okay. As you can see, I have the name here. Okay. F-Deuce. That's actually the name of this mic. F-Deuce. No hello. That's just the name I just put in there. But there are also a lot of presets here. You have clean, high, and let's play this. Okay, so if I go to my presets, I don't know if you can hear the difference. So this is the difference. This is my preset. Okay. So let's go to the high clean. So those are the presets already saved in there that you could actually use. Those are the presets. I just do these simple steps that improve my sound quality. But if you want to do even more, depending on the mic that you have, you could also go to dynamic. I used to do this before, but I don't do that no more because the mic that I have is kind of decent. When you have a decent mic, you don't need to do too much. So you could go to dynamic here and you could also enable the expander, the compressors, and the limiters. Okay, you have to know what you're doing here. Okay, or you could experiment. It's not that hard to grasp. By the way, I don't actually spend a lot of money on my mics. Prices are kind of decent, like $40 and stuff like that. So you could actually improve the quality of your sound by doing these steps. All right, so that's basically what I do to improve the quality of my sound. Okay, let me give you one more trick that you guys could do. I just go to my media pool. All right. So let's bring this here, okay, to the next track. You could actually drag and drop and it creates a new track for you if you just drag it below the track. Okay, so of course you want to add your music in a different track. You don't want to add it in the same track. Okay, either below or above. It don't matter. Okay, so you could also rename the tracks by just clicking on the where it says audio 2. You could click on it and you could rename it to music. Okay, so now that track is called music. So sometimes this is what I used to do. I don't know why I used to do this. So I used to have 2 tracks where I have 2 tracks for music. So let's call this music 2. But this is what I used to do. Sometimes I used to loop the same music over and over and over again for the entirety of the video. Okay, so what I do is just I just copy this. Okay, you could hold Alt and copy. Okay, so this I used to do manually. So I used to just go find a perfect spot where you could cut. And when I found that perfect spot, I just place this below it. So let me see here. I'm going to mute the video's recordings. So let's play this now. Okay, so I could just come here and cut it here. So let's see if it's going to flow together. Boom, let's see here. Nah, it's too obvious there. Okay, so we're going to see, I'm going to go here. But sometimes I use a wave along with listening to just to know where. Okay, no, that's not it. Let's go here. By the way, some songs are kind of obvious and some songs are not. Okay, so let's see here. That's a lot better. Not perfect, but it's a lot better. So that's decent. Okay. So you know what I could do here to make it even better? So what I could do here is I could simply copy these over here and just attach them. Copy this and attach them. Okay. All right. And I just put this at the end. Here, I've used 2 tracks to do my music track. Okay. But I've used 2 tracks here. Obviously, you don't want the sound of your music to overpower your recording voice. Okay, so let's go to the mixer. So let's see what we could do here. So the one trick that I learned is you could come here. Let's improve. Okay, you could come here and decrease the music sound here maybe to 20, music 2 to 20. Okay. And it's pretty low. Okay, so that's cool. If you have just 2 music track, you can have a lot of music track. We could still put it high here, put it back to 10 where it was. What's happening here is every sound is passing through the bus 1. Final sound that you hear goes to the bus 1. So let's play this now. If I go to the bus and decrease this, all the sounds is lowered, okay, including the voice and the music. Everything is lowered. So that's the final bus that the music go through. So what we could do is we could create additional buses in the mixer. We could create the bus for the music, all right? But that bus is still going to pass through the final bus. But we're going to create a different bus for the music that's going to control both music, okay? It could be more, but you still have to let that bus pass through the bus 1, okay? So we could go to the Fairlight page. We could go to bus format. And again, you could see the bus here. This is a bus where every sound passes through. You could add additional bus, okay? And you could call that, let's say, music. Again, you could change all the names. I'm naming it music so that way you know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? All right, so now if you go over here, we get additional bus. This is bus 2, but you can name it music. So nothing is happening here because we haven't assigned the bus to anything, okay? So what we want to do here is we want to assign that music bus to bus 1. We can go to the bus output and change the buses here, okay? All right, so you could just change the buses here to music bus. Change the buses to send the A2 and the A3 to the music bus. So that way the music bus now controls the music part of it, okay? So now when you improve the music, that controls both tracks, okay? Both the music 1 and music 2, okay? So that's one of the tricks that I also use in the bus format, okay? Sometimes it's kind of tricky, and make sure to change it in the bus output, okay? Send the music track to the music bus and now send the music bus to the bus 1. And that actually can improve your sound quality. I just gave you guys one tip in using the sound. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this video. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button. And hey, it won't hurt you to share the video, and I will catch you on the next video. And don't forget to hit that notification buttons. Peace.